Meanwhile, deep into the jungle of the Great Desert, aka the Sahara Desert, Osiris falls asleep and into a dream state. He hears the calling whispers coming from the voice of a female. Osiris, the voice, softly calls to him. Osiris looks around to find the direction the voice is coming from. He looks towards the sky and witnesses pyramids that are burning with fire. He sees what looks like stars falling from above the heavens. A young woman, his face appears through all the chaos and confusion. She smiles with joy in her eyes as Osiris runs towards her warm, glowing face. Osiris views the woman's face up close, realizing this is the woman he so often dreams about. Her face is the face he has always considered to question when he dreamed about her. That question was always, was that his mother? Osiris noticed something unusual about this particular dream. He noticed that this time, the closer he ran towards the woman, the further back she went from him. At first he couldn't figure out why his legs had become so heavy until he looked down at his feet. His legs were being held by cold reptilian-like hands. The hands were scaled with sharp claws that penetrated his skin, holding him in place by firm grip. As he struggled to get loose from the grasp, he became startled by the shrieking cries of the woman that had called his name once so sweetly. Osiris frantically searched and found that the woman he had come to question as his mother was tied down to a stone, surrounded by reptile-like creatures who hid themselves in hooded robes. The reptiles chanted simultaneously as one of them held up a dagger above the young woman, his head ready to plunge it into her body in sacrificial fashion. Osiris felt helpless as he struggled to free himself to get to the screaming woman. Suddenly, a huge, single-eyed lizard monster with the body of a giant snake crawled out of the ground in front of Osiris, causing the ground to rumble and break beneath his feet. The reptilian creature, still grasping his feet, pulled him down further underneath the cracked debris, which morphed into a quicksand substance. Osiris falls deep into a dark, bottomless pit. His necklace snaps off his neck as he tries to reach out and save it. He couldn't reach it in time, missing the pendant of the necklace by merely centimeters. His necklace faded into the darkness as he continued to fall into a black void. As he free falls into oblivion, reptilian arms of gigantic proportions reach out and clutch his entire body, pulling him into a dark vortex that swallows him whole. Hopelessness washes over him like a tidal wave. A shocking, jolting feeling climbs up Osiris' spinal cord as he is forced into consciousness. In a state of confusion, he couldn't distinguish any type of direction. What was up? Where was down, left, or right? His consciousness was suspended in a forward motion, however unwavering. He couldn't understand or recognize anything in this distorted view. Everything seemed unfamiliar, gray, shiny, and reflective. 3 figures appeared in front of him and just watched without making any movements. The creatures had huge eyes and were very slim. Osiris sensed that, without talking, they seemed to try to communicate with him inside his mind. Osiris' view quickly changed in an instant. He saw that in the background of the 3 creatures were clear like baskets or bags filled with some type of clear liquid. Water? Maybe? Oh, he didn't know for sure. Inside the water contained what looked like human infants floating inside of the liquids as if in a mother's womb, as best as he could describe what it was. In that moment, Osiris breaks free of the suspended paralysis and starts to run towards the first direction he could make sense of. Everything suddenly transformed into a long hallway with strange markings on the wall. The hallway seemed to stretch on forever, as if he was running in a circle. A pathway opened as a flicker of white light shined through. The light absorbs him instantaneously. Osiris appears running on a bridge. He couldn't understand any of it. Nothing was linear. It was just senseless. Even time itself seemed to jump around him. Once on the other side of the bridge, he takes a look towards the horizon of this strange world he is in. The heavens are riddled with spinning funnels, as if they were different doors leading to another existence. They were like dragons swallowing themselves. He witnessed what looked like giant fishes of the sea diving through funnels only to reappear into reality. It's as if everything became fluid as water. Osiris could put anything he's seen into possible worlds. He hadn't the slightest idea of where he was, when he was, or how he had gotten there. Osiris just knew that he was. He exists. Osiris felt an enormous pressure. As the funnels drew in closer to him, his body began to twist with the very ether of reality itself. He could see into his own eyes, all while gazing into his own mind. This all ended with a climax of a massive explosion. Osiris abruptly awakes, grasping for air, feeling his own head and body as if to make sure it was still intact. He never had a dream vivid and realistic. It felt very strange, but somehow all familiar. Go check out AASB, As Above, So Below, the graphic novel by Dr. E. Head Lee on all major platforms.